It's Joshua here. It's Sunday, the 9th of November. Still in the back of the Chilliwack parking lot here in the library. Anyway, I've already done up a short introductory clip on a project that's been long term. It's had its beginning about 4 years ago, and it started out with as an effort to build portable shelters for the homeless in Nanaimo. Never got that far. Just got as far as, you know, making the actual model out of sign material, just so people can get an idea. But anyway, I'd like to do this introductory vid, then actually get into the more of the graphics so you get an idea. I believe it's time, it's time to do something practical to not just give the homeless a hand up, a handout, but give them a hand up. And if we're called to be a believer, to follow the Lord, to follow Jesus, if he was here, what would he do, right? He would say, "Come follow me." And during his day, he had a lot of people, a lot of the street people, they followed him, and he made sure that their needs were met, right? And just saying, in today's society, there's no excuse for, especially in the country of Canada here, for the homeless to be sleeping outside in these cold winters, these rainy winters. They don't know whether they're going to wake up the next morning or not. A lot of people, a lot of homeless are found dead out there, and it's not talked about that much in the news. They just don't talk about that stuff like that. And anyway, if we have a gift and ability to do something, then we ought to do something. We're supposed to be, Christians are supposed to be rich in good works. And I just like to exercise my talent and my abilities and bring forth this vision for the homeless, and it's called the Joshua Project. I've never named anything after my own name. I sought the Lord on it, and it's okay with him. So the Joshua Project has to do with building these portable shelters, and that can be used as a fully functional living space. You got a place that you can stay, and these little arks will be put into a camp situation, and they will need to be supervised. You got the homeless just falling through the cracks, and you need to bring them to a place where they're ready to move into a home, right? So that's basically what these shelters would be. It'd be raising them up and preparing them to take the next step. And there's a lot of potential in the homeless. I see a lot of potential. If that potential can be tapped, it can be used. And I can see the homeless, those who desire to be the first ones to get behind this, where you can have the homeless helping the homeless. And that's my vision. And I can see these camps, these 40-person camps, as being a start. And with the Olympics coming, there's 1,000 homeless that's going to be pushed out or given bus tickets out of the province. That's just not right. You're passing the buck to the rest of Canada. Something needs to be done. And the churches, if they quit their bickering over doctrine and realize that love is the ultimately the fruit that you're supposed to bear if you've been a Christian for any length of time, this division out of your heart and start working together. That's where it starts. And so it's going to take a right attitude to see this get off the ground. But just stay tuned for the video clip, and that'll kind of lay out the format to this. But the structures themselves, I see them being made out of a 2x4 steel studding. It's a lot lighter and stronger, and can be made into a truss system. You can make these geometric ribs and it'd be easy to prefab it to save labor. Then you put these ribs in order, and you put your rails across, and you can skin it with your aluminum frame and spray foam the inside just to help seal it, and then finish it off with 3-inch bad insulation and do your finish. So that's the basic structure. And I value any input on this, and maybe there might be someone out there that's good at 3D graphics. So once I'll do the actual layout, that there's someone out there that can actually put it together in a 3D format for me, and so for everyone to see. And once the shop is there, and it's going to take about 6 weeks to figure, and about $1,000 a week for material. That way my hands are not going to be strapped, and I can spend the 8 or 10 hours a day on the project, see about 50 hours a week. And once it's all made, then it can be streamlined down to a fraction of the time. Prototypes always take the longest to make, but I like to do it in such a way that you'd be able to see the work being done as it's being done. All right. Okay, it's called the Joshua Project, and it's to not only help the homeless, to give them a helping hand, but to raise them up and to bring them back in society. Just showing forth the love of God to them, right? Because I'm sure that's what Jesus would do. All right, stay tuned.